Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is November the 18th, 2024. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Safe to say we got that lasagna today. Let's see. Work was good. It was solid. I will say, adding a caveat, I guess it's kind of a caveat to yesterday as well. Definitely, I've come down with another cold, it seems, which is crazy. I think this is my third cold of like just this season alone, which is crazy. I know I said, oh, nature is healing. I'm getting colds again, but this is excessive. I will say though, it's been pretty light. That's why I would say, despite being sick, my day's been pretty good. Let's see. Ooh, random food corner. This was probably not good for me in the overall. But I got this frozen Reese's peanut butter cup thing at like the vending thing at my job, the vending cafe as I like to call it, and it was pretty smacking. Like, I don't know if you've ever had a frozen Reese's peanut butter cup. Like, you put in the freezer or whatever, you pull it out. Those are pretty good. I honestly think these are better than that. Like, cause like they have like this ice cream in there, and then there's these like swirled in peanut butter parts. So it was good. I'm like, dare I say, almost better than a normal Reese's cup. I don't know. Don't be wrong. I do love a Reese's peanut butter cup, but there's something that's so satisfying, and then like I get halfway through it, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna finish it, but I don't know. Like, it's strange. That's why Reese's peanut butter cups are fire, but they're not my favorite like chocolate thing. I don't know. But this being said, that was pretty good. But yeah, overall, we trucked through the day. I guess I should mention this because like I don't know why I just started doing it, but there's been this like habit of, I guess there's some supervisor or lead that I've mentioned this before, right? With the scooters, I know I have, but we got scooters. I want to say last year, and people scoot along the warehouse, their little razor scooters, and there's someone who has been in the habit of leaving one at the crusher. And so I've now decided, as instead of taking it back to maintenance, as like, yeah, I'll hitch this here and they can take it. I now just decide to ride it around to my breaks, and I feel very weird. And I get a couple of looks from people. They're like, "Oh, look at you! Oh, wish I could." I'm like, "Look, I'm just on the scooter. I'm just kick pushing, just like I don't want to say the rest of us, but metaphorically." I don't know. It's been fun, kind of zipping around on the thing again. It makes me feel like a little kid. And it's got a horn, which I don't use. That would be so pretentious. I only use the horn when I'm around other scooter users, like JoJo's. Like, it's just like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, I don't want to get weird with it. But yeah, no. Today was good. It was solid. We of course we did the gym thing, which was good. It was fun. Well, it's fun as gym can be, right? But yeah, let's see. Is there really anything else to report on the how the day went? No. Let's get to the food corner. Food corner was a scran like none other for me. So I decided that I wanted to make Korean fried chicken. And I was supposed to use the orange pack. I said, nah, I'm not feeling that. I don't need the orange pack. We're going to set the orange pack aside. We're just going to make the chicken with my own little sauce, kind of some, the soy sauce. I have some gochujang. I have some red chili pepper flakes, etc., etc., etc. I make it work. I make this little thing. And I said, that's one layer. Then I had the last fried fish cake, and I said, let's fucking clear that. Let's eat that. Let's use that. Bam. And I said, now, what are we missing? Oh, a whole thing of chili. So I decided to make some chili, and I just pour it all over it, just into the vat, into the bowl, and then on the side I had two teriyaki chicken bao buns, which were they bao buns? Pork, or they were just buns, I guess. No, I feel like we can call them bao buns. I don't know, whatever. We're saying bao buns for the sake of this, but the steamed little bun things. And yeah, we'll say steamed buns. There you go. Because I don't think they're bao buns. I think bao buns are different. I have had bao buns and reviewed those. Those are very good. But no, they're called Wow Bao. That's literally the package that I got these things out of. So yeah, they're chicken teriyaki bao buns. Anywho, I had this existential crisis. They were so good. Actually, did make me say wow. I was like, damn, goddamn. But they were really good. And then I also had Frito honey twists, and I was just like, ah, man, it was amazing. Like, this was a meal that knocked me off my socks, and I ain't wearing no socks, but I was feeling it. I was like, oh my god, it's so good. This is crazy how good this is. And I also had some cheese in there too. I had some mozzarella cheese, and I had some like Nassau cheese. So like, put that on there. It was such a mess. It was so filthy. It was so good. It was so good. It was worth all the pounds I gained back. I will say that. And I love when I have a meal like that. Because truthfully, as much as I love making gains at the gym and doing that, what really is the reason for it all for me is so that I can eat what I want and then still look at a scale and be like, yeah, that's okay. This is fine. I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm also like, doing weight training. So like, it's all good for me. I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm living my best, like, plus size anime character life. So yeah, no, dinner was awesome. It was great. So yeah, really the only bummer was that, like, yes, we're still in peak. Oh, I guess going back to work, they didn't change the crusher or something to that effect, I believe. So I essentially ran it down like early. Like, I think I finished out maybe like 2 hours before I was supposed to go. And I was like, oh damn, that sucks. So me, I was out playing games on my phone. So yeah, it was a pretty classic day. It was solid. It was good, despite it being, peak season. Granted, I'm sure I'm gonna pay for it tomorrow, so look forward to that report. But yeah, no, I'm sure I'm going a little bit too long on the blog, but it's Monday. Why not? Let's talk a little bit while I still have my throat. Speaking of throat and, probably losing it, let me go ahead and take my startup, and hopefully take a startup with me. It's our startup, really. Come to the meeting. Come. Don't be late. And then we will get into some news. Also, fun fact, I got this cool little Bic lighter, and it's got pizza. It's got pepperoni pizzas on it. It's like 3 little pepperoni pizzas. So there you go. Well, just so you know, fun fact. All right, from the BBC. Pro-Russia bill triggers protests in Georgia breakaway region. Protesters in the breakaway Georgia region of Abkhazia, and I know I'm getting this wrong. I've literally heard this name for a couple of times because I've kind of dragged on getting the story out. But I'm going to say Abkhazia. Have stormed Parliament and the presidential complex after the government plan to approve a controversial pro-Russia bill. The bill, which would have legalized Russian investment in land ownership, is being withdrawn after protesters took control of the government quarter in the capital of Sukhumi. Both the president and prime minister have reportedly fled the presidential compound. Abkhazia declared its independence in 1999, and Moscow recognized the region as an independent state after the Georgian-Russian War in 2008. Georgia declared Abkhazia as occupied by Russia. Most countries regard the area as part of Russia. So, just leading into this part of it so far, this is pretty complicated, right? We have a breakaway, region here, and essentially they are in a situation where Russia has a very big role to play in their existence, but they don't want to be a part of Russia. And how Russia really ties into the economy is apparently, I guess I'll just go ahead and do some reading. Located along the Black Sea and Caucasus Mountains, Abkhazia is known for its natural beauty and coastline. Locals feared an influx of Russian investment could ruin the landscape with residential complexes and price locals out of the property market. But at the same time, Russia is like, it's like this area has always been like a holiday destination for Soviet elite and just, the Russian, populace of now. They like to go to Georgia and like, or not Georgia, but Abkhazia, I should say. And, get the sights, get the views, enjoy a good time. And this was kind of an evolution of that, I feel, but at the same time, it was a step too far for Abkhazia, or at least Abkhazians. I think that's the word I would use for the citizens. And they said, no, we don't want you guys to actually have like real investment here. It's fine for you to come and be a part of our tourism and all that, but we don't want you to like have actual roots here. No, 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 no. So to me, this is something that is viewed as a little bit more complicated. Maybe that's just like, maybe some people would say like, oh, that's just you being like pro Russia or da 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 da. But it's like, no, like clearly, yes, they don't want to be a part of Russia, but they do need Russian citizens to come and hang out and do the thing. Like this is like a tourism situation at the end of the day as well. But I also try to do my best as a person who, obviously has no roots or no stake in these kind of situations, to usually try to do my best to lean on what are the people? Like, what do they want? Where are they leaning? And if they say, no, we don't want this, to the point of we are literally in the presidential office or whatever, we're in government buildings, government areas, whatever, saying, stop, no, this isn't happening, we don't want this, like, then, okay, like, what can I say? I don't know anything, I'm just a dumbass. But, this was a very interesting development that has been kind of taking place since like last week. I just kind of didn't really find the time to really get to cover it, and it kind of slipped my mind a little bit, mea culpa. But, once I heard that the prime minister and the president they were gone, they were out of here, I was like, damn, this shit is not dying down. You know what I mean? It's just, something I'm missing. So I wanted to, get up and talk about it. Let's see here. That's more or less it, though. I mean, there's obviously more details and stuff if you wanted to read the article, but I will definitely keep you guys posted from here in terms of any updates. But like I said, I think that this is obviously good because this is what the people wanted, that the bill got overturned. It was looking like there was not much that people could do outside of protesting, but I'm always happy to see protesting, go the way the people of that, area want, you know what I mean? Though I know that sometimes for me, it can definitely be upsetting when it's like, damn, I don't agree with this, like, like the J6 or the J8 shit, you know what I mean? It's like, damn, I'm not with the people on this. I think the people are very wrong, but obviously there's enough people to come out and cause a ruckus and do a fucking thing. There's other examples of hooliganism and protests and stuff like that I've covered that I'm like, oh yeah, no, I'm not really on the side there, but at the same time, it's always worth covering, and I do try to do my best to be as non-biased as I can. I know that's impossible for me, but, I do try to do my best, right? Anyway, let's do the update. It's Monday. We got a Razzlekhan update. Before we get to tell the other part of the story, I gotta say, I'm sad for my girl, dude. I wanted to look because I don't like using the New York Post. I think it is just garbage in terms of a media news outlet. It's filled with ads. It's poo-poo. It's stinky. It's got no aura. But this was the best I could find. So let's dive in. Let's close this out. I mean, at least this part of the chapter. Crypto hacker. See, oh my god, the literal Thomas Bagel ads are getting in my way. Crypto hacker's wife, rapper wife, Razzlekhan, sent to prison in $10 billion Bitcoin heist. A notorious crypto hacker's wife, who rapped under the name Razzlekhan and styled herself as the crocodile, who styled herself as the crocodile of Wall Street, was sentenced to 18 months in prison on Monday for helping her husband launder stolen Bitcoin, now worth $10 billion. Heather Morgan, 34, was handed the sentence by a federal judge in Washington, D.C. just days after her spouse, Ilya Lichtenstein, got 5 years in prison for swiping 119,754 Bitcoin from the Bitfinance cryptocurrency exchange in 2016. Morgan and Lichtenstein both pleaded guilty last year. So yeah, more or less, this is just an update to close this out on the amount of time that she got. I know with Liechtenstein, he's already served 2 years and 9 months. So in a way, like probably with like good behavior and all that, they'll probably be getting out like a similar amount of time. I'm guessing, maybe. And I feel like this more or less fits. I said a lot of this in the last episode. We talked about this, but Morgan, or Razzlekhan, as I like to call her. I like using her rapper name. It's fun. She became a face of this that she did not have to be. Liechtenstein was like, hey, yeah, do your thing, keep cooking, have fun with this. It's cool, awesome. But like, she decided to push this shit and like rap the way that she did. That being said, I don't think that was neither here nor there because of the amount of Bitcoin, the amount of money that was involved in this kind of heist. Law enforcement was always going to be on their ass. And whether or not, she was going to do her little thing, her little thug dizzle, if you will, her Malibu's Most Wanted on Wall Street, this was all going to catch up to them. And at the end of the day, as much as Liechtenstein really didn't want her to be like, oh, like she only got involved because of me, Your Honor, like don't give her any jail time. It's all me. It's like, no, she actively played a role in laundering the money. You did the hack. You got it. You did it. But there's another part of this where you needed the help. And this is where, Razzlekhan comes in and she does her razzle dazzle. So for that, yes, you are criminally culpable, and yes, you should do some jail time. And I think it's reflective that she does a little bit less than him. I get that. That doesn't really perturb or bother me. So yeah, I mean, obviously though, I'll say the same thing again with Liechtenstein. I think it's fucked up, and I think it's annoying though that because this is like a white collar ass fucking crime, like, okay, cool, you're probably gonna be able to write a book or like sign a Netflix deal if you're someone like Razzlekhan, because she actually has like, even though it's geeky and dorky and lame, a personality. Is a personality you can fucking sell. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I've seen Netflix fucking work with worse. So, don't be surprised if you wind up seeing a fucking, documentary or like a reenactment on the old Netflix, or maybe a Tubi or something like that to that effect. Who knows? But yeah, I'm sure they're going to get off and more or less just be fine. They just literally get to take a little bit of a vacation. Whereas like, the average criminal, or you or I who's not doing some Wall Street ass bullshit, if we get done up for some fucking schemes or fraud, we're probably going away for a long time. If we're selling some fucking drugs or something like that, oh yeah, we're probably donezo. Needless to say, if a nation state's involved in some drug dealing, sorry. I've been listening to some TrueAnon shit and I've been learning things, but ain't nothing really new under the sun, and I'll leave it at that. Anyway, from one scam to another, I'm using Game Rant here. I would say you could probably find a more concise, nice article from The Guardian if you wanted to on this one. But yeah, it's crypto to crypto. YouTuber accused of running crypto scam arrested. South Korean authorities have arrested over 200 individuals, including a popular YouTube personality with over 600,000 subscribers, in connection with a massive cryptocurrency scam involving millions of dollars. The arrests follow an extensive investigation into the fraudulent operation, where the YouTube influencer is accused of playing a central role in orchestrating the scheme. Now, I was kind of bummed here because I wanted to find a name, but they only reference him as Mr. A, and that's it. I've looked at, like I said, a couple of articles and nothing yet in terms of that. So I'll definitely, hopefully, come back for an update on maybe who this YouTuber is. I'm very curious. But adding to the growing list of crypto-related crimes, South Korean law enforcement recently dismantled a massive investment fraud involving virtual assets, leading to the arrest of 215 individuals connected to the scheme. According to Yonhap, the operation, which targeted over 15,000 victims, was orchestrated by a popular YouTuber or YouTube influencer with 620,000 subscribers, identified only as Mr. A, along with 11 other key suspects. The group allegedly swindled over 325.6 billion won, approximately $232 million, from victims by promoting 28 different types of virtual assets. The arrests were announced by the Southern Provincial Police Agency Anti-Corruption and Economic Crime Investigation on November 13th. Excuse me. Among the 28 virtual assets sold, 6 were self-issued by Mr. A and his associates and listed on foreign exchanges, where they manipulated the prices before selling them to investors. The remaining 22 virtual assets, while not self-issued, were low in value and lacked substantial market presence. The fraudsters also targeted victims who had previously lost money in their other investments, claiming they could recoup their losses by purchasing the newly promoted coins. So this is a really tried and true scam that sadly, you've seen even like the likes of FaZe Clan, which is another game group that's like popular in a social scene. They've been guilty, at least some of the members, of doing shit like this, which is a fucking, just nightmare. Because think about this. The people who have eyeballs on this, like, the FaZe Clan, like this Mr. A guy, are like kids. So there's a lot of these situations where they're kids or young adults who, and I think especially even for the young adults, like maybe let's say you're 18 or some shit, and it's like, yeah, you have access to maybe some money, maybe you got a little job, and you're willing to just funnel money and shit in, and it's like, dog, this is not it, bro. Like, you are chasing dogs that will not get you anything, and it's definitely a real shame that these things are so, what's the word I'm looking for, like, any kind of mid-level YouTuber guy, any person with a little bit of a platform, and it doesn't have to necessarily be YouTube. It can be Kick, it could be Twitch, it could be any of these kind of things. You can kind of get into these kind of situations. I feel like it might be a little bit harder on Twitch these days. I feel like with their policies, maybe this is some of the good things that they've done. It's a little bit harder to do, but don't quote me on that. I might be very, very wrong. But definitely on YouTube, definitely like on a Kick or Rumble, like any kind of platform where you have a big audience, you can just say, hey, I have this fucking, all these little options, all these little, Bitcoins, blah, 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 these things, yada, yada. You could just get in, they're real low. And then next thing you know, all these people are in and they're just getting dumped. And then no one's getting any money except for the people up top, except for Mr. A and his little gang of associates. So Mr. A was going to take the money and run here. I believe, yes, he fled to Australia via Hong Kong and Singapore, but was apprehended. And 22 Bitcoins were seized from his possession. Additionally, the authorities have filed for the pre-indictment confiscation and preservation of 47.8 billion won, or approximately $34.2 million in illicit proceeds. A police spokesperson noted the growing sophistication and organization of such cryptocurrency scams and urged the public to exercise caution when approached with high return investment offers, particularly those made online. Which, it's one of those things where it's like, if someone's telling you something that sounds too good to be true, trust your instincts. It's probably too good to be true. Like, there's a reason they're pitching you this deal of a lifetime that just sounds so crazy, and it's just like, wow, like, this is a miracle. You'd be so dumb to pass up on it. Like, that's a bridge. That's a bridge they're trying to sell you. So just be very well aware of that. And granted, hey, and if you miss out on the biggest thing, oh, my bad, dude. Sorry. That's gambling on the fucking stocks or any kind of these fucking things. I would not advise it, but that's just, once again, a dumbass telling you. Anywho, in a related incident, reports surfaced recently of a Canadian cryptocurrency firm, WonderFi's CEO, being kidnapped in Toronto and held for $1 million ransom. The ransom was paid electronically, and the individual was safely recovered shortly thereafter. So, damn, that was a little bit of side news on that, and so thank you specifically for Game Round, because I did not know that. Anyway, we have one more thing I wanted to cover, and then I'll let you go. Sadly, it's heavier news because it's, there's a little bit of loss of life involved. But, it is something, speaking of homegrown, speaking of taking roots, We get a little bit of the carrot talk, and sadly a little bit of the E. coli. But anyway, let me take my last break, and we'll close it out. You know, it's fun when you gotta tell people, like, look, I'm not an economics expert. I'm not a financial advisor. Just don't do Bitcoin, okay? It's a scam. It's all a scam, dude. I'm sorry. Just like that's how I feel about it. Look, and this is a person who's played with Doge a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm good, dude. I don't know. I just would not advise it. Ooh, well, that didn't feel good. From USA Today. E. coli outbreak linked to organic carrots leaves 1 dead, 15 hospitalized. See map of cases. 1 person is dead, and over a dozen others were hospitalized due to an E. coli outbreak connected to recalled organic carrots, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. On Saturday, Grimway Farms recalled multiple sizes and brands. Excuse me. Multiple sizes and brands of baby and whole organic carrots tied to the outbreak. Of the 39 people reported to have been affected by the outbreak, 1 person died and 15 were hospitalized, according to the CDC. Those affected live across 18 states. The organic carrots are from multiple brands sold by Grimway Farms, the agency stated. While the affected carrots are no longer in stores, they could still be in people's homes. Okay, so obviously pretty bad time to be named Grimway Farms, I feel like, because now you guys are merchants of death. That doesn't feel good. But hey, these things happen, I suppose. Let's see here. It's good, though, that, they're doing the proper recall thing. They're not sitting on this or anything like that. They do have a map. It seems like there's a lot, and it's a little bit higher color density in New York, because number of people sick 5. We got Minnesota, number of people sick 5, and then in Washington, number of people sick 8. So that's pretty bad. And then it's a lot lighter in other areas. Now they have like the whole list of stores, where the carrots, in question were recalled. I'm gonna spare you the full list there. You can just go to the article and check it out if you'd like. Also, you can click the map for more details if you'd like once you get to the article, of course, for where all the E. coli is. I'm happy to see Ohio's looking pretty clean. Love that for us. The number of people sick, 1. Uno. And it's not me. Fuck yeah. Okay? Fucking cool, dude. I'm glad I don't have E. coli. I just got a little bit of a throat infection. Ugh. Anyway. But yeah, let's see here. There's all these places. Oh yeah, what to do. We've talked about this before. If you have carrots, like once you see all the brands, it's like, oh no, I have one of these bag of little baby carrots or these whole carrots. You should throw them away. Just check them out. Or if you want to get your recompense, because that is what you are owed. Hopefully you have your receipt, and or maybe you don't need your receipt. I never really know the details on that, but I would assume you need your receipt. I don't know. This is retail background kicking in. Take your carrots to the store that you got them from and say, hey, these are bad carrots. These could have killed me with E. coli. And they will sort you out there, I suppose. But yeah, that's it. That's where we have it for Monday. Okay, a little longer, a little too much yapping. But yeah, if you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Isaiah News. Let's see here. Shout you out at the top of the month. Sorry, I spaced out there. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. And please subscribe to the YouTube. Really helps out a lot if you do that. Hit the like button. Leave a cool comment. Sharing is caring. But yeah, hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.